What up, everyone? Hopefully everyone can hear me because I can't hear anything right now. I can't hear any of the music, but we're all good. Welcome to the Brunch Gimmick. I am Laurence Cartier. Oh, man, what a week. We are back at home. Last week I was at my mom's. We had a good interview with Chris Dara, who successfully defended her IWS World Heavyweight Championship against Ben Dull. This past Friday, I was there at the new L'Enfer building. Which is honestly really, really cool. It's small, but they packed in quite a few people in there. It was pretty much a sellout. God damn, I thought I killed the music. Forgot to kill the music the entire time because I can't hear anything. There we go. Thank you. I literally can't hear anything. I had to plug all my stuff back in to my computer and it messed up my audio like I knew it would. So like right now, like the whole time I was like the pre-show stuff was going on, I was panicking. I'm like, why am I not hearing the music right now? Yeah, I appreciate the help though. And if it's Spencer or Zach, feel free to hop in for a few minutes, want to hang out. But yeah, actually, I can't hear you, so please don't hop in because I'm not going to be able to talk to you because my audio issues, which I'm going to have to figure out eventually. But yeah, I was at IWS on Friday, had a great time. The building is super nice. Like they did a lot of work. Like they posted it on their social media, but they did a lot of artwork along the wall. They painted up the walls there. They're going to be making. I was talking to our good friend Andrew after the show. He was quite happy with the turnout. The turnout was great. It was like they kept packing in and adding more and more and more chairs. Like it was full up. Everyone, the entire it actually works perfect for them because now they can run shows regularly every month. There'll be another one in 4 weeks on Halloween. They'll be doing another show. But yeah, also feel free to check out last week's episode, the first half an hour, where I have a conversation with Chris Dara. Oh, absolutely. There is public transit strikes. I took an Uber there, but it was like that place was packed out. I was really happy to see. Like I was a little worried with the transit strikes and everything too, but like it almost started late because they kept bringing chairs in for people to sit because it was as close to a sellout as possible there. But yeah, I was talking to Andrew afterwards, and they're going to be adding a video screen. And the one gripe I had, which he immediately addressed, is like, yeah, we're going to be adding air conditioners because they are in a basement. And Like, I could only imagine what that place would have been like without air conditioners in July. So they'll be addressing that soon enough, hopefully for the next show, if not the one after that. But like, yeah, it's an impressive venue. They light it really well. They do heavily lead into the Hell gimmick. But yeah, the whole show was fun. We had Chris Starr retaining over Ben Tull. We had Chris Starr also had a rough end to her night. Listen, it shouldn't be so hot I'm falling asleep in my seat because I'm old and tired, and the second I get a little warm, I pass out. But yeah, Chris Starr did have a rough night as far as I saw, and as a staunch defender of the Bombshell Brigade, they just helped Chris Starr up after her match, and nothing else happened after that. And then when they took Chris Starr's title for safekeeping, the Chris Starr's women's title, the Green Phantom showed up and seemingly to scare away the Bombshell Brigade, but then turned heel on Chris Starr and will be challenger at the next show on Halloween for the IWS heavyweight title, which is a match I'm looking forward to. As she mentioned on our conversation, they don't book her against anyone that isn't at least 6'1". Chris Starr permanently going through all the biggest dudes there. But so far, so good. 2-0 in defense, as we'll be fighting the Green Phantom at the next show. I'm excited about that match. And that was a fun start to my weekend. But also, breaking news, because I'm going to be talking about it. Yesterday, I went to go see the Smashing Machine starring The Rock and Emily Blunt. And I'll give you a review on that. But I had it up, so I was going to bring up the Wikipedia page up here for notes. And in real time, it went from, I remember I flipped away from it, and it just said all that the plot said was, and I'm like, I found it weird. I'm like, why does the plot only say, this is the life story of Mark Kerr, or this is the story of Mark Kerr's career? That was the only line for the plot for the Smashing Machine. I exit out, come back to the Wikipedia page, and somebody put up in real time a fake Wikipedia thing of a made up movie, which man, I would have loved to see this movie. So I put it up on my Twitter. I made sure to take pictures of it. But yeah, the new plot of the Smashing Machine is Mark Kerr, hoping to become a great wrestler like his hero, The Rock, decides he wants to smash things like a machine. His mentor, Dane Johnston, refuses to allow him to engage in such barbarism. Mark feels dismayed over this, but his closest friend, Don, convinces him to join the UFC. He goes to the main office of the UFC, but Vince McMahon stops him. Angered his plans to turn the greater promotion into Penguins was thwarted by John Cena, who bravely sacrificed his life to stop him and was presumed dead. And now he hopes to destroy any and all competition to his own wrestling empire. Mark tries to get past him, but Vince pulls out a vile mutagen he stole from Era 51 and turns himself into a penguin. Using the powers he gained, he knocks Mark into a parking lot hundreds of miles away. All hope seems lost as Vince nears closer, but Dawn emerges to fight Vince. The battle destroys a third of the planet. Dawn's combat skills impress Vince, but the mutagen is simply too powerful. All hope is lost until 4 penguins fall from the sky and kill Vince. They are revealed to be the penguins of Madagascar. Mark is able to piece together that the mutagen was made from their blood. Without any obstacles, Mark and Dawn enter the main office of the UFC. They arrive at the CEO's office. John Cena, who is now half penguin, half human mutant, is there waiting for them. His compliments he compliments both Mark and Dawn's talent and welcomes them into the UFC. Overjoyed, the two embrace and leave the office, ready to start their new lives. As Mark walks out, he sees Dane off in the distance. who fades away, revealing he was a manifestation of their insecurities the whole time. In a post-credit scene, Mark is training for his first match against a young talking penguin named Cody. He is interrupted by Moana, who tells him about the $7 initiatives. Fade to black, the end. Oscar time, baby. This is what I'm saying. I think whoever did this deserves to have a writing job in Hollywood. The fact I was so excited, the fact that I caught a Wikipedia change in real time made me very happy, because who the hell else would be on the bio of the Smashing Machine Wikipedia at this hour? Just me, baby. Everyone else is prepping for football and has lives. No, I'm getting ready for my podcast and wanted notes in front of me. But yes, that apparently not the same movie I watched. The version I watched of the Smashing Machine was quite a bit different. It was I enjoyed it. I think The Rock gives again, we're judging on his The Rock scale here of his past performances, but by far and away his best performance. It's weird because like they at the end of the movie they show like actual. There was like some weird choices that I didn't like about the movie, which was very strange. Especially the last scene is very weird to me. How they go out. But they show pictures of the actual Mark Kerr, like the actual pictures throughout his career, like going over the credits. And I swear to God, in a few of them, he just looked like a way more jacked not Daniel Garcia. Damn it. The NXT champion currently. Why am I? Ricky Saints. Ricky Saints. He looks like he looks more like a jacked Ricky Saints. Like if Ricky Saints was on HGH. But the whole movie basically follows 3 years of Mark Kerr's career. When he went to fight for Pride in Japan. Basically, he did like briefly fight in the UFC and did well. But at that time, Pride was offering more money. UFC was still very much in its infancy. And let's be honest, still doesn't pay their fighters as much as they should be paying them, because Dana White is cheap as hell. Like, Dana White, here's the thing with him. He pays people behind the scenes and, like, randomly. Like, he pays enough where the fighters feel sort of betrothed to him and, like, helps them out with, like, medical costs and stuff. But he should be paying them more for what he's making off each fight. But either way, at the time, Mark Kerr went to Pride to fight there, and it's about his 3 years there and him dealing with his drug addiction. He had an opioid addiction, and him coming back from his opioid addiction to fight in the Pride tournament and potentially fight against his best friend, Mark Coleman, who is like his quarterman as well, but also a fighter, one of the like all-time great UFC fighters, and mixed martial artist. And it's very like at the time where it takes place. It's also very weird for me to start seeing more movies, more period pieces that take place when I was alive. Like it takes place between 1997 and the year 2000, and it's a period piece. Like they open the movie of like the opening, like they shows like first fight of his in Brazil, and it's shot like VHS, like the visuals like VHS style, watching the tape back. And I'm like, God, it's so weird that I was alive and this old now, that movies about when I was a child are now period pieces. But it goes through his career, his relationship with, I don't know if his girlfriend was faked or they were actually together, but his girlfriend, Dawn, played by Emily Blunt, who does a great job in this movie as well. but also I don't think I've ever rooted against a like relationship in a movie as much as this one. Like the whole time, I'm like, this is a toxic relationship. You should very much break up. You should not be together. This is very clear that you're bringing out the worst in each other. But yeah, it's about him coming up in Pride, and like especially like mixed martial arts at the time was still very much growing and was like trying to be banned in the States. It is very interesting. The Rock does give a great performance. I don't like the movie as a whole. I give like a 3 to 3.5 out of 5. I would say. But like the Rock's performance is good and by far the best of his career, because this one actually required him to act and not just be the Rock in a thing. I don't quite think like the thing about the Oscar race is, for people who don't know, for everyone in the chat or people watching back who don't like pay attention, I in my family, like especially my brother and I, like the Oscar time is a big time of year. We do like a Oscar picks thing every year with our group of friends. And the thing about the Oscars is it is incredibly political. There's a reason why like awful human beings like Harvey Weinstein used to win them every single year, and why he was the second most, literally the second most thanked person after God. He was either first or second. I can't remember. But I think I think it might have been Harvey Weinstein first, God second, which is how much he was able to politic his way to Oscars. Because it's like there are a lot of great performances. It's just like what studio is behind them. Which again, he has A24, which has a good track record with Oscars. So he does have a good studio behind him if they're going to push him for the best actor thing. And also, the thing I don't think the Academy is ready for is a professional wrestler politicking for something, because he was born in the fires of entertainment politics. Buenos dias, Fernando. How are you doing today? We're talking. I'm giving my review of the Smash Machine starring The Rock and Emily Blunt, directed by Benny Safdie. I saw it yesterday. I enjoyed the movie. I think The Rock gave the best performance of career, which is again not saying too much because every other movie pretty much was just playing The Rock in the movie, just being himself. But yeah, like I don't think the Academy is ready for a professional wrestler politicking his way to an Oscar, because if he gets on that short list, there is a good chance I would say he makes the final. But I don't think the performance was there yet. I think he's starting to actually act for like the first time in his career, like fully act and actually give like diversity in his performances and starting to harbor different emotions. Like there are certain times in the movie where he did get like for the first time, I didn't just see, oh, that's The Rock there. I actually sort of started to be like, oh, that's Mark Kerr. To his credit, but also like there are times where it takes me out of it. But he actually was a great effort. I don't think he's going to win the Oscar for it. It is a good movie. Like there's a lot of really cool stuff that I like that they did throughout. There's a lot of stuff. There's a few things that I didn't like. I didn't like how they finished the movie. Like the last scene I didn't particularly like, which is like my main takeaway. It was like a little bit. It's like literally a 2-minute scene at the end. But yeah, it's also very much about the friendship between these two fighters, Mark Coleman and Mark Kerr, who are mixed martial art legend. Like the mixed martial arts and like the UFC wouldn't be what it is without these two guys. They're like two of the first big stars. Maria, hello. Hope everything's all right. We're going to be talking NXT in a second. But yeah, I would say it's worth going to see. Also, if you like, it's not doing great with the box office. So, like, if you want a good time in an empty theater, which like I think there were only 4 other people. I also went to go see it like 11:30 a.m. But yeah, there was only like 4 other people in my theater when I went to go see it. Like by next week, there's probably gonna be no one in there. But yeah, it's definitely a movie that's hoping to get some sort of Oscar attention to boost it in like a month or two when they re-release it in theaters after like an Oscar nomination. Oh, I really liked Emily Blunt in this movie. Didn't like her character so much, or like her character. She's playing Mark Kerr's actual wife, actual girlfriend. Emily Blunt is great. Like she is very good in this movie. I was actively rooting against the relationship because I'm like, these are 2 people who should not be together. This is a toxic relationship. Get them out of it. But yeah, like it's very hard for Emily Blunt not to be good in a thing. Like she commits to it, and yeah, like she plays that character well. Like I think all the performances were good. The only person who was playing himself, or at least one of them, was Both Rutten. I do enjoy the fact there was a couple people playing it. Okay, but yeah, Both Rutten played himself because he also trained Mark Kerr. He helped train Mark Kerr for especially that the last part, the denouement of the movie takes part in the Pride tournament that they have at the time. Was like the largest prize, like for the winner gets $200,000, and how Mark Kerr, the 2 best friends, are going through this tournament together, potentially meeting up in the finals, and fighting each other. But yeah, it's a story about him having to deal with his addiction. It's all in all, I'd say a solid 3.5 to 3 out of 5 movie. Like when it's good, it's really good, and he takes some interesting like visual choices that I like, and like they do a good job of like showing like what it's like to be a fighter, especially like a mixed martial art, especially like after the fight. And like there's a scene where Mark Kerr is trying to explain to Dawn, played by Emily Blunt, is trying to explain why being a fighter is so addictive to him, and like she just can't quite understand, and why it's like the greatest high in the world. So they good job of like showing the back, like sort of like the after moments, the come down of being a fighter, and like the scenes of like actually having to fight. I did like sort of like the score to it. It's sort of like a jazzy score to the fight. But yeah, all in all, I greatly enjoyed the movie. I think it's like worth going to check out. Yeah, like I especially like the Oscars, but like I don't think he's going to be. No, I think there's going to be other performances that are going to knock him off like the list of like Oscar nominees coming up. I think there's like you've got one of like the main ones I think is going to be obviously nominated, and this is just me. Like early thing is what's his face from the BLAIR playing Bruce Springsteen. I think that's like set in stone going to be nominated for an Oscar for like best performance. Like that's one of those like they were like immediately I'm like, oh, this is obviously going to get nominated. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. It's definitely far and away The Rock's best performance, and I'm like, he's going to be doing more performances like this coming up. Like he is committed. Like everyone saw him lose weight, and he's more like he is saying he's more committed now to doing more artsy films instead of big box office things, which don't ask a lot of him. So she's trying to. I think people saw the amount of times people immediately said without hesitation that Dave Bautista is the best actor, and Dave Bautista's been out here working. Like next week, I'm also going to give I'm going to do this again next week. I'm going to give my full review, which I'm excited to talk about, of John Cena in this season of Peacemaker, which I'm very excited to talk about. I'm going to be talking about that next week because the finale airs on Thursday night, and I'm very excited to talk about that. But yeah, this week we're also we've been on the road to what was formerly known as Invasion, but God knows special interests get in the way, and they rapidly. Oh yeah, I'm hearing great things. I'm probably gonna go see this next weekend. One battle after another. It seems like a really cool movie, and yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio doesn't all like really has only won once, but it does get nominated quite a few times. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's another nomination for Leo. I'm very excited to go see that movie. Like I was debating going to see both on Saturday, but I honestly wanted to get home to watch the Blue Jays play the Yankees, which was my main concern. Which also, yay, go Blue Jays. They're about to tip off again, I think today soon. But yeah, the Blue Jays beating up on the Yankees yesterday 10-1, which I am not I'm not a full Blue Jays fan. I'm always consider myself a free agent come baseball. I'm an Expos fan who's just waiting for them to come back. And this was just a cool hat I found at Winners. But I also truly, Alex Lajas, Queen of the Ring, who is a diehard Yankees fan from the Bronx. For people who don't know in the chat, the Yankee Stadium is in the Bronx. So, like, BX claims that team with their heart and soul. So everyone from the Bronx claims that team, but that whole organization sucks. They suck. I dislike the Yankees so much. Respect her. Like I respect Alex as a fellow congregator and somebody who does a lot of good work here. The fuck ass predictions are hilarious every year. Every couple weeks she does for the pay-per-views. But yeah, the Yankees suck, and I was very much overjoyed to watch them, especially by the end of the game, get beat up. It was a tense game for a bit. It got to 2-1. We got tense for a second, but the Blue Jays were able to put it away. But yes, we're going to be talking NXT Showdown, which I think, like the whole setup has been for a thing that's been in back of people's mind, and since last year, especially since last year, people have been saying this should happen. It's been in people's mind ever since TNA's talent started showing up in WWE, and they've had so much time to get this done, to set this up like properly and get good teams, even though it is hard with TNA because they don't have they don't do a lot of like concrete contracts. Like not everyone's there for necessarily 3 years. All of them are on appearance contracts. All of them are on very short-term contracts. Like we're seeing that with Cedric Alexander, whose contract is coming up, I think, at the end of the month. So yeah, they do a lot of short-term contracts. So it's a lot of time. It's very hard to build a full-on team. But my problem with it, and it shows the problem with TNA right now, is like a lot of their stars are former WWE people, and that is accentuated, which is like the thing people have been worried about too, with like this almost complete WWE takeover of TNA, is WWE just using TNA to sign talent for cheaper, which sucks. And also to try to keep them away from AEW. But usually if like they sign with TNA, it's because AEW didn't necessarily give them a contract, or AEW just isn't interested at that time. But yeah, like that is especially accentuated in the women's match. The Team TNA match is Kalani Jordan versus Jessie McKay versus Cassie Lee. It's not versus, it's together. Sorry. Their team is Kalani Jordan, Jessie McKay, Cassie Lee, and Maris Sadeh. Like every one of those people, one of them currently a member of the NXT roster, is the TNA Women's Champion and has decided to side with TNA, which very strange that they're doing that. Like, I don't love it. Like, it is basically all former WWE people that were released within, like, they were all released. Some of them, like, I think released last year, this year. Like I think Mara was released this year, from what I remember. But yeah, like I think that's super weird. I think the fact that they've had so much time to set this up, like, and it feels so rushed that they did it. Like it feels like they just did like 2 weeks setup, maybe like 2.5 weeks setup for it. Like I still think there's some interesting stuff on here. I do wish there was, I don't know if they necessarily, like, I wish there were some stakes on this match. It is literally, it feels like, and after all this time, even though they did change the name, it is a weird debate. Like the fact they also changed the name weirdly, it's like, no, it's a showdown. We're friends here. And like, no, it's an invasion. Just because the special interest group got in your ear and the timing is off, like, you could have gone for it. You made it weirder by changing the name, is what I'm saying. But yeah, like it's a weird invasion angle, and like it feels like it feels like they straight, especially in the women's match, it feels like they repeated the main complaint of the original invasion angle between WWE and WCW, ECW. Long live the alliance. Is that the WCW, ECW team was just WWE guys. And they sort of did that again in the women's match, where just pretty much like it feels just like WWE guys they put on the TNA side. But also, like, there is some cool stuff here. The match I'm most excited for is Ethan Page versus Mustafa Ali, who delivered a great promo on NXT. I love Mustafa Ali, like, and like he has shown one of the another examples of somebody who gets away from WWE's overproducing and like constant micromanaging of everything, and just was given more free reign in TNA and like the independents, and has for the last few years has just been killing it. Like absolutely amazing. Like his match against Speedball that I saw in Montreal last year was great. Everything, like he has come up with such a cool angle for himself throughout, and like him, like the fact, especially that they're giving him this full circle moment of like, I was released literally right before I was supposed to fight, and I think he was supposed to win the NXT North American Championship, and he was released right before that because apparently Shawn Michaels loved him too and like really wanted to use him. But he was released like literally right before that, and the fact that he's finally getting his NXT North American Championship match is really cool. I think that's like a full circle moment, and like he's so talented in the ring. I'm like, that match is going to be a lot of fun. Like I honestly hope he wins. I love Ethan Page. I love the stuff they're doing with the Canadian Championship. I like as like the true North American champion. Like I love that title belt. I felt honestly Chelsea Green should have done that with the US title. She should have changed it to the Canadian title. But I like that they did it with the NXT Championship. But yeah, I love what Ethan Page is doing. I would very much like to see Mustafa Ali bring the North American Championship to TNA. But I think there's a better chance that the Hardys do it and win the tag team titles, because there is the Hardys versus Dark State, and for a winner take all, the TNA Tag Team Championships and the NXT Championship are both on the line. Winner takes all, and everyone is banned from ringside. Which like, I think they might for like the pop put all the titles on the Hardys. I think they're going to be the TNA team that takes the title. I would like to see Mustafa Ali win the North American Championship and finally bring like a title over to TNA that isn't a WWE person winning both titles, and then like having one while they're in TNA. Like I would like a TNA signed person to win a title, which has been like my main complaint for a while now, is that it's just WWE people winning their titles. which like is like it sucks at this point. Like one of them they were forced to because of Ash by Elegance, his injury, which like it really sucks because she had been putting in a lot of work and it had been great in it like for so long. She did like this last run especially has been so great. Like I've always been sort of a fan of hers, even when she was in WWE. Like I remember, especially like at that time in WWE, sort of like a low moment for her. Like she wasn't getting much time, and there was a show in Montreal I was at, and the crowd just straight up got behind. Like she was like the crowd loved her and got behind her and was cheering for her. And like she tweeted out like how much it meant to her that the crowd's behind because like she wasn't given a lot at that time, and to see her grow, especially in the ring and with her character in TNA. And it sucks that it ends like this, but she had to relinquish the title, and Kalani Jordan won it at the show in Edmonton. But yeah, like I think it's weird that Kalani is now Team TNA, but like I wonder what they're going to do with that. And Jordan Grace is also the special referee of that match for the women's match. By the way, NXT is JC Jane, Jada Parker, Saul Ruka, and Lola Vice, which a lot of combustible elements in that team as well. And with Jordan Grace playing special guest referee, because that I like that move because it's literally somebody who just came from TNA who knows both sides. Was like one of the biggest women's stars coming out of TNA. So I find that's interesting. And you also have Team NXT, which is the men's match, which is Ricky Saints, Trick Williams, Javon Evans, and Miles Bourne versus Team TNA of Mike Santana, Frankie Kazarian, Moose, and Leon Slater. I hope to God Mike Santana wins that title off Trick. They should have done it in New York. It's silly. Like they're doing the same thing. They're repeating the same thing that they just did with like they literally just did this sort of thing where they did the same angle recently with the heavyweight title where like the like hot babyface loses and like loses a few pay-per-view like matches and finally wins it like a few months, like a month too late. And I feel like they're doing that a bit with Santana. Like the real like we've gotten so much good heat and it's like it would have been such a good pop and like there would have been so much positive attitude had Santana won the last pay-per-view at their big show in New York, and they didn't do it. They didn't pull the trigger, which is like peak TNA booking. But yeah, like I think Mike should eventually beat Trick for the title. I think this could be an interesting match. I would like to put some stakes on the match. Like something for like either a future women's title match or like the match between Trick Williams and Mike Santana. If like the men's team wins this, like Team TNA gets an advantage, like Mike Santana gets an advantage in their title match or something along those lines. But yeah, like I just wish the build to this was better and didn't feel so rushed because they had so much time to like build a better build. But also, like it is hard with TNA because their contract situation is all over the place. They have a lot of short-term contracts, so it's hard to like build a team and invest in people who might not be there for like much longer. But also this week, we had the return of Andrade to AEW, which this dude, full credit to him, masterclass in finessing. I don't think there has ever been a wrestler that has ever done what he's like. I don't think a wrestler ever went from WCW to WWE, like WWE, or like vice versa, one to the other to back again. Because he literally went from WWE to AEW, back to WWE, and back to AEW, which like does speak that they like respect his talent and like he is likable enough backstage that they want him back there. Because like if Tony Khan thought he was a little bit of a dick, Tony Khan would have brought him back. Like, I think that putting him in immediately, like the Don Callis family is getting a little ridiculous. Like, has almost completely passed the point of just ridiculous. Too much talent on one like team. That I know they've been teasing Takeshita leaving for the last little bit. But yeah, like something needs to happen there soon because there's too many people on that team. But yes, Andrade debuting on AEW by attacking Kenny Omega and then immediately joining the Don Callis family. I really hope that he gets a little more this time, and like I hope this run is better for him in AEW than it was the last time. And like they do find a way to focus, like get his talents out more. And like because he can have great matches. Like we saw that NXT's first NXT run, how great he can be. And if they can harness that a little bit in AEW, they've got some good stuff. Like him, a potential match with Kenny Omega was going to be great. Like there's a lot you can do with him. Yeah, there's so much you can do with Andrade there. Like I'm very interested in what they're going to do in the future. I just worry that he is once again, especially putting him on the Don Callis family, he's going to get lost in the shuffle there. Like, wait, I'm going to pull up every single wrestler in the Don Callis. Let me see if the Don Callis family. Presently, members of the Don Callis family include Don Callis, Kenosuke Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, Trent Beretta, Lance Archer, Brian Cage, Mark Davis, Josh Alexander, Rocky Romero, Uchisero, Hechicero, Kazuchika Okada, Wardlow, Andrade El Idolo, El Clone. We are at, not counting Don, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that 6, no wait, 7, 10, 13 members of the Don Callis family. Like some of them you completely, like I guarantee you forgot Lance Archer was in the Don Callis family. Same thing with Brian. Like some of them are injured, so like Mark Davis, like Brian Cage is injured. Wait, didn't they just bring in? Yeah, they just brought in Wardlow, who also himself is injured. Like there's some injured members, but like just in your own faction, it's so easy to get lost in the shuffle there. Like, especially like you're coming off like you're seen like widely as sort of like a mid-cardish talent, and you already have like so many good people on that team that can fill that role. Like Josh Alexander, I feel like could be doing more there. Like so many of the problem with that team is also like those are all people who can have main event level matches like every single week. Like Josh Alexander is like a dude who just came off being TNA's like ace for so long, and he's kind of lost in the shuffle here a little bit. Like they've been, like, to his credit, they've been using him regularly on shows, so it's not like he's not getting booked. But like I feel like he can be like a main event level guy, and he's kind of like lost in like sort of like third tag division of the Don Callis family. So like I could see the same sort of thing happening with Andrade, where like he has like they debut him against like a big talent that he just gets all lost in the shuffle again, because like just on this team there's like so much talent. Like the main focus is going to be on Okada, Kyle Fletcher, and Takeshita. like especially with like Takeshita and Okada, like them teasing that feud for the last little bit is interesting. Like it's very interesting, but also like it takes the main energy of that team. Like I would like to see eventually like a split of the Don Callis family. I would like to see some of them side with Okada, some of them side with Takeshita. Like, because like this team is so big at this point, and like I wonder what they're gonna do with Andrade to make him stand out a little bit out here. But yeah, it's usually like feud against Kenny and then back in like your place. So hopefully they do more with him, and he does more in this run of AEW than he did last time. Yeah. Also, as you see down here, we've got LPW 42 coming up in a few weeks on October 24th. And we already had a massive match announced. Let me hit up my media assets. We've got the video here for you. Bang! We've got Stephen Crow versus Zoe Sager at LPW 42. Life, the universe, and everything at the Rec Room in South Edmonton. Massive ladder match. We'll put that back up because it is super cool. We've got the LPW Grand Champion, Stephen Crow versus the real Grand Champion, Zoe Sager. They are setting it all in a ladder match at LPW 42. If you can't be in Edmonton for that, you know where you can watch it. Yeah, it's going to be on IWTV. So be sure to watch. That match is going to be an absolute banger. It's going to be physical as all hell. These two are going to beat the hell out of each other. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope Zoe Sager wins. I love Stephen Crow, but the real champion is Zoe Sager. And I'm very excited for this match. I've been waiting for this match for a little bit. Also, we do have a coming up next month in November. Big Bad Boris is taking on a mountain of a challenge. He is doing a 40-hour stream, which is insane. Every time I have to say those words, I have flashbacks to when I did a 12-hour stream, and I was, by the end of the stream, everything on me was cramping. I was exhausted. I literally just like took 5 steps and face planted in my bed, and I was out like a light. But he is going to be doing it for 40 hours. Well, all of us, like, right here on the Love Wrestling channel, and you'll be seeing a bunch of us pop up throughout. I'm going to be popping up, helping him out, helping if he needs a break or something. I'll be taking on a few hours throughout the nights. We will see. You're going to see all the Love Wrestling talent pop up throughout. But yeah, here's the video of him announcing it.
I think I might be crazy for doing this. Starting November 14th for 40 hours straight, we'll be live streaming on Twitch for 40 hours to raise money for the Canadian Mental Health Association, specifically here in Edmonton. I wanted to help contribute and raise some money for the Canadian Mental Health Association. I'm looking to bring some awareness to the stigma of mental health, especially in men, that it's okay to be not okay. It's okay to talk about it. Doesn't make you any less of a man. But I also want to make it fun. We're gonna revisit a lot of the stuff that I've done on Saturday Night Love, Hulk Hogan Celebrity Championship Wrestling, on Wrestling Society X, Botchamania Roulette, some more Sporkle trivia. I'm super excited about this. I hope that everybody will take the time to tune in, even for a few minutes here and there. It's going to be fun. It's going to be long.
Yep. Shout out to Big Bad Boris. We've got that coming up in November. We've got LPW 42 on October 24th. And as for me, you can catch me back here next week on the Brunch Gimmick. I just want to make sure. Yeah. It might be another road game for me next week as well, because next week is Canadian Thanksgiving. So I'm probably going to be doing it from my mom's place for a second time, but I will be here doing a show. I want to thank everyone who came and hang out with me today. As always, Maria, Fernando, Zach, dropping its National Cinnamon Roll Day. I actually had some fresh cinnamon rolls last week when I was at my mom's. They were absolutely delicious. Perfect cinnamon rolls. 10 on 10. But yeah, Zach, Fernando's, Maria, everyone for coming to hang out this week. We'll be back next week talking the week in wrestling. I'm sure I think there's another show on Saturday. I'm honestly, there's so much wrestling coming up the next couple of weeks. I forget which shows when, but we'll be back discussing those shows and everything in the professional wrestling world, and my review of season 2 of Peacemaker, starring John Cena. I can't wait to talk to you guys about that, because I've little spoiler here. I've been loving that show. This season has been especially better. They built very much on the first season. I can't wait to get into it with you guys. There was a lot of cool stuff in there, and we'll be talking about that next week right here on the Brunch Gimmick. And I will see you right here, same place, same time next week. Bye, guys. Go Birds. We'll see you here next week.